This meeting is being recorded.
Can we what?
Can you message me again? Because I just want to see if it vibrates.
Okay.
Yeah. What is going on?
And let me bring the chat back up. Let me bring the participants. Hazel is here.
Oh, let's put in the chat. Wait, what's my name on the thing?
Soleil.
Okay. Oh, you're gonna put in first name, where you're from? You have the copy already?
Oh, I don't have that copy. I'm just writing what the slide says, right? Say hi in the chat. What?
Yep.
Are we gonna wait 10 minutes if we only have this many people? Oh, we got some people on here.
How many people?
9.
Okay. Yeah, maybe we.
What?
It's still 9.
9.
We can give it a minute.
Like, don't let everyone in right at 7:30?
I
Or
mean,
let
we can let people in.
and start saying hi. Are we all ready?
I think so. I might.
What?
I don't know if I'm gonna get your messages, girl.
That's
Right.
okay. That's okay. You can't see it if I just message like time.
It doesn't always pop up. That's the only problem.
Okay.
It pops up like it won't pop up every message. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Oh.
it does. Okay. Ready?
That's it.
Let's do it. Let's let the sisters in. Hello. Welcome. Join us. Letting everybody in. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey. Oh, there you go.
Oh,
Hey.
Hey, wait, I gotta turn you guys up.
turn us up, Latrice. Please. We're letting people in. Get comfy, y'all.
Yes, and put in the chat your first name, where you're from, and one word that captures how you intend to design your life moving forward.
That's what we're here for. If you're not here for that, you're in the wrong place.
That's a fact.
Leave now, please, because it's gonna get crazy.
It's gonna be a good time, though. It's gonna be a good time. Oh, freedom of choice. Love that, Ashley.
Love
Come
that.
on.
Freedom
Right.
anything is the answer, honestly.
Period.
Yep. Freedom of choice.
Okay. So I missed the question. What would you ask?
We're putting in the chat, as you see on the screen in the presentation, your first name, where you're from, and one word that captures how you intend to design your life moving forward.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Transition and
me.
transformation, yes.
Mm-hmm. Recreation, intention, California. In
Oh,
the house.
to California, yes.
See, I love that. New Jersey. I'm in Jersey too, Ashley. Brooklyn. Creativity. Love that.
Love that.
Atlanta. Limiting belief breakthrough. Love that. Transformation. Look at this. Beautiful words. Joy centric. Come on, Jalen. Yes.
If you're just joining, check out the yellow box over there for what everybody is adding, their name, where they're from, what they intend to design with their life moving forward. Choosing yourself, yes, 100 million times percent, a million times. Recognizing that you're a creator, transformation, some more transformation. You know what's crazy with transformation and creativity and recreation and transition? These are themes that just like happen forever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we can't get away from it. It's it's a forever theme with us humans.
Action. Love that too. Action. I'm all about action. Inspired
Absolutely.
action. Redefining self, recreation, ambition. Come on, intention and faith. Love that. Oh, we have a doula in the house. Look at that. I love
Yeah.
that. A doula.
Hi, Shaniqua.
I keep saying in the house because you know my father's my father's in my mind. Say in the house. Old school. All right. Giving myself grace. Grace is important.
Please,
Please give
that's
yourself
my theme.
yes.
You guys are reading my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Redefining yourself. Absolutely. Ambition. Absolutely. Okay, so we're going to wait one more minute because I am entering people in here as we speak, and then we're going to get started.
I'm so excited.
So excited. We have a lot of good stuff for y'all. We're so glad to have everybody here.
Yes. So grateful as always.
Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody. Tell your friends. They got 2 minutes to join. Also, we're going to be chatting, so just mute yourself while we talk, and we will have times when we ask questions you can share in the chat because we have so much information to move through. We're going to go, and then when we want to talk about some stuff, we're going to we would love if we could all talk all at once in the same room, but we're from all over the world, obviously. So,
Mm-hmm.
all right.
Amazing.
Anybody else that joins, they will come on in when they're ready.
Love that. So before we begin, we have to just take a deep breath. So what I want everyone to do is just inhale, exhale. Now this next breath, I want it to not just be a deep one, but a brave one, because we're going to uncover some things about ourselves. We're going to learn information. It's about to be go time and it's about to be real. So we're going to inhale one more time with all your strength and exhale. Yes, let's get into it.
Love that. Use that breath anytime, by the way, because that brings you all the way back to yourself.
Yeah.
So we're here to talk to you guys honestly. We know that nobody, or mostly nobody, had anybody in their life who taught them how to win in every area. That's not common. They might have taught you to settle. They might have taught you to choose or compromise. That might be more familiar for you. To be successful or to be in love, to be rich or to be healthy, to be seen or to be safe.
Yeah, but let's be real. You're not here for either or. And we are big believers that you can have it all. Believe it, like, I know it sounds crazy, but we have a strategy, we have a system, we believe in balance, and you can have the success or be in love and be rich or be healthy or whatever you truly desire in this life because you were meant for it. And the truth is, you can have it all, but not with the same habits that you've created in your past. That's not going to work. You cannot use the same habits from the past to create your desired future outcome. And definitely not in the world of being a version of you that needs to be validated, chosen, or saved. We're leaving that behind.
So we might be saying a few things that make us feel ways when she gets uncomfortable, she feels like she's like, oh, that made me nervous.
Yeah, it's true. When it gets too real, I'm pregnant too, so I get nauseous. But we're about to get real because it's about to benefit our whole life, okay?
So when we're sacrificing the version of you that needs to be chosen and validated, that is the real sacrifice. It's the old you, right? It's the person who's the people pleaser or the perfectionist. I have been both versions in my life. The version that keeps rehearsing those limiting beliefs instead of you really rising into your legacy and what you know in that little part in the back of your brain is for you. So this is a space where we don't make excuses with each other. We talk all about it, but we're going to ditch all of that and get super duper intentional with each other.
Yeah. And we don't hope. We're not hoping for balance. We're not hoping it works. We're building intentionally. That's what we're doing. We're building intentionally, inspired action, all of that.
Yes. And we're not going to chase after a better life. We're actually going to embody it. And maybe for the first time, feel what and see what it would actually be like for us to live that life that you know is possible for yourself. So let's get right into it, y'all.
Yes. Thank you. Woo! Okay, great. Awesome. So
We always start with.
We're going to start with a win because wins are not optional. They are required. You don't celebrate wins just to feel good. You celebrate them to prove to yourself that you are no longer the version who you used to be in the past, or even just who you needed to be to make it through the day. So we're going to start with a win, big or small. We want you to claim it and put it in the chat because we want to celebrate you, but more importantly, we want you to celebrate yourself. So take a moment, drop a win in the chat.
Please.
Please, por favor.
So, Lay, do you have a win you want to share with us while everyone's thinking of theirs?
Yes, I do.
Tell us.
Tomorrow I reach 37 weeks pregnant. So, well done. That's my win.
Round of applause.
Yes.
Shauna ran up a hill today, which is for sure a win.
Just resigned from a job that kept me small. Yes.
Big win.
Behind you, right, Ari?
I love that. I love
it.
Big win. Anybody else?
It can be. Go ahead, Ari.
I was going to say, sometimes this is just us like getting out of bed in the morning and brushing your teeth and making your bed.
I advocate myself at the mechanic because they tried to con me. Come on, you advocate, you stand up, you use that voice. I love it. Love it.
Repeatedly applying to grad programs, even with rejections. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
Tomorrow's the last day of school. Yes. Come on.
Just sign up for a program, upscale, and move my business forward. A program to upscale and move your business forward. Love that. Love that.
Yes. Love it.
Amazing. And keep dropping as you guys think of them, drop them for us so we can everyone can celebrate you because we can all see what your wins are.
And drop them at any time too. So when we move forward, if you think of something, yeah, drop them anytime. Try and work them.
Showing up here today, absolutely.
Yes, trying a workshop for the first time. Love that.
Residency teaching kiddos how to make movies. Wow.
Showing up here. I love that. Everyone could just keep dropping it in. Okay.
And everyone gets a win for showing up here, by the way. Everybody gets a point.
Applaud yourself. I want to see applaud yourself. Come on, let's go. Applaud yourself. Yes. Love that.
I finally chose me in every area of life without guilt. Okay. Destiny. Hello.
Hey guys.
You're in like the 2.0 version, girl. You already chose yourself.
Oh yes, it's just about that time. I started since January and it's been a habit now and I love this habit.
Beautiful.
Love it for you. Love it
Started
for you.
dancing again. Beautiful, beautiful. All right.
Okay.
Keep dropping them, y'all. Think of them. Keep dropping them.
Okay, next part is
Okay, so we're going to talk about it. Talk about what are the wins that you are ready to create? What is the pain in your life that you might be done tolerating? What versions of yourself are you secretly scared that you might never get to live or experience? And very, very importantly, what win or wins are you ready to fight for or continue fighting for? It might be something that you are already, like a business or a relationship or leaving a job. Share it in the chat. Speak your truth. Again, we want you guys to talk about anything that's coming up with you, because this is a space where you can kind of unload these things that you might not feel like you have anybody to talk to in your life. Or you might feel like you kind of keep it to yourself and you don't want those people to know, right? So make sure that you are seen and heard and transformed. This is the space to do that. And we want to make sure that you get the most out of it. And manifesting a home and a sacred space. Love that. Love that.
yes.
That's beautiful. So keep sharing, keep letting us know your thoughts. We will watch in the chat as we keep moving through these things, but we want to make sure that you are getting the most out of this experience along with us.
So what brought you here today? Okay. Great. Amazing.
Beautiful. You guys might know us. We are Equality Education. If you're not familiar, I'm Ariana Rose.
And I'm Soleil, and we're the co-founders of Equality Education, a woman-owned personal development company, and your life strategist today. So Life Strategist helps you gain clarity, breaks limiting patterns, and create a long-term plan that involves with your changing life. Unlike a life coach who focuses more on goals and motivation, maybe some short-term goals, we're actually focusing on every single phase of your life, and we help you design your life. So we realize that many people unconsciously settle for a life they never really choose. Many people unconsciously settle for a life they never really choose, not because they didn't want more, but because they didn't know more. That's why we're here. Without the right information, they unknowingly block their own dreams, their own desires, and too often they reach their final chapter of life and then they have so much regret. Have you ever seen a person, they reach their final chapter and there's so much regret, not because of the risk they took or the experiences that they took risks and took a chance on, but for the possibilities that they never realized existed. That's why we're here. That's Life Strategists actually help you not feel regret in that last phase of life.
Love that. And at Equality Education, that is exactly what we're passionate about changing. And so what we do as a company is we exist to consciously and intentionally help people choose their lives. So we give people the knowledge so they can form their own insight, awareness, and tools that we were never taught, right? So we know by way of life that you have to stumble into these things through hard lessons, but you oftentimes never had an adult who knew how to talk to you about these really hard things that you were going to have to come upon in your life at some point. You've probably figured it out to some degree on your own. The things that you guys are sharing, those are things that you've had to come up with on your own, right? So when you know better, you can choose better. And that is what we all practice together. So we don't just motivate people. We're not here to motivate just you. We want to equip you in the same way that we do at Equality Education, which is our company that we co-founded, and we do this work with people all over the world. We work with big brands all the way to small groups of people who are, 4 people in a room. Puma, Starbucks, Meta. We work with hospitals, nonprofits, and so much more. We are kind of obsessed with the work, maybe fully obsessed with the work that we do. Soleil and I do this all day long, every day. We love helping people discover their greatness, which is the tagline for the company. And we are gathering you amazing women here today because we know you guys will get so much out of what we do in those different spaces. We also work with the Department of Education. So we're in schools all across New York City here working with kids and adults of all ages. And we want to share that knowledge with you all. And also, if you've heard our podcast, Friends Who Want You to Win, it's going to be kind of like that. So lots of fun and lots of real talk. So let's get right into it.
Yeah. Whoop, whoop. Yeah. All right. So let's talk about identity. Let's talk about identity, because identity shapes your reality. It shapes everything. But did you know that your brain is wired for familiarity, and you created your identity from familiarity? Everybody? Yeah? Let me get some head nods. Yeah, okay. Okay, great. But sometimes people mistake their survival identity, all those things that they've learned, for their true self. Yeah? Okay, cool. Good.
Oh, the key to this actually is that you can change your survival identity. If you guys are familiar with neuroscience, it says that your identity actually isn't fixed, even though your identity and your personality feel very much like a part of just who you are, right? So our brain forms that identity, like we were saying, through repetition and familiarity, even if those patterns were born and came about inside of you through trauma and fear. So this version of you is just a brilliant adaptation to your environment and your past. It is not the blueprint of your future. It is only what you needed to survive in the past.
Yes. And actually, Shauna, this next part is for you, because what you said in the chat, we get stuck going back to what is comfortable, even if it's not the best for us. Exactly. We go back to what is familiar, but it may not. What we don't realize is that our nervous system can't tell the difference between familiar and safe in our desires. It can't tell the difference. So if chaos and overgiving and people pleasing, or even sadness or anger and all these emotions are what you identify it with, you're going to keep practicing it over and over and over again. And it's just a survival version of yourself. So oftentimes, because you're more familiar with that, you just keep on repeating it. But now today we're done with repeating. We're here to rewire, to lead our evolution on purpose. That means grieving completely who you had to be in order to survive, to actually embracing who you're meant to be. Can I get a oh yeah? Oh yeah, come on, oh yes. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so what we want to know, which maybe you now have the answer for, is your identity something you can consciously shape? Are you ready to consciously shape your identity? We are about to teach you how to do all of that. Yes, fuck yes.
Yes. And just a reminder, if any questions come up and you want to write it down in your notepad so that you can journal about it later, please do. Please. Yes.
Amazing.
Yes.
Also, at Equality Education, we make lots of beautiful artwork. This is one of our artworks. The things you think and say about yourself will end up coming true. Let that cringiness settle right in. Let it all settle in, you guys. Remember that every single day, every minute, every thought, feeling, and action that you choose, those things end up coming true in your life. 100% proves true.
Okay.
Amazing. Beautiful. So we have identity growth and identity change. So how do we create the blueprint for the future instead of continuing to repeat your past? So growth, even though we might use it differently, it expands what already exists, where change actually is rewriting the whole system. There's proof that we're capable of rewriting that system because we have this neuroplastic brain. So it means that it rewires itself through all these things that we think and feel and do. and you can consciously shape your identity, and you can change, right? We already are changing all the time through different phases of life, but we're not necessarily getting in front of that change and making it intentional. So that's what we're here to do together. The catch is, if you are only reinforcing the identity that helps you survive, so if you're just repeating these same things, you're upgrading your cage, but you are not walking free. All right?
Mm.
Just think of that, right? So you are just growing within that cage, but you are not actually making a change to break free. Like we talked about the freedom, someone is ready for it. We are all ready for it. So ask yourself, what are the parts that got you here but are now holding you back? They might have been useful in the past. Don't blame yourself for those things that happened. It was to get you to this point today, and now you have the choice to make an intentional change moving forward. What beliefs protected you once but are now limiting you? Those are important questions. And a reminder to yourself is that growth feels natural, maybe even safe, and change feels like a loss because it is, right?
Mm.
So remember, when you are feeling that in that moment of change, you are right where you're supposed to be, even though it is wildly uncomfortable. You're losing who you had to be to become who you actually are. Very, very important to remember that, because you will feel all those feels. We promise you that.
Mhm. And self-reflection is not self-criticism, okay? So just because we're looking at ourselves and we're thinking about, the things we love and the things we need to work on does not mean this is an opportunity to become a bully in your own mind. We are working on it. We are changing. We are doing the damn thing, okay? So think about, again, what parts got you here but now holding you back? What beliefs once protected me but now limit me? That's a good question. All right, you got an answer for that one? You got what?
Shauna just shared she needed to be hard to protect herself in the world. That's real. That is real. I feel like that's real for women and for men in our own versions of that, in our own way. What do I have an answer for that? That's a question. Like the version of me that I had to let go of.
Yes. Like what?
Really, it's the example that we used earlier, honestly. Maybe it came out in the writing a little bit, but it's the perfectionism that I had to let go of, and the people pleasing. The people pleasing is crazy, you guys. It's crazy. It'll get you all the way off track when you thought you were on track the whole time. And I had to let go of those things that were once really helping me build up my version of myself, and they were so outdated. They had to go. They had to go.
Love that. Look, that I needed to only rely on myself. That's a fact. We gotta let go of that.
That's a big one
Yeah.
too.
I know it's so hard sometimes, but it is. And you know what I needed to let go of? I needed to let go of the idea of everyone need to like me. I need to like if people pleasing. I had to let go of like everyone needed to like me. Why does everyone need to like me? Not everyone needs to like me. What? It's tiring. All right, good.
All day overextending yourself for what?
Yes, exactly. Okay, great. So love these answers, by the way. Love the chat. I love that it's lighting up. Y'all are the best. Okay. The next thing is a hard truth. Okay, so stick with me. People take hard moments and make it into a harder life. Facts are not facts, though.
True.
Let's be honest. Facts are not facts. Yes, come on. We can be so attached and so addicted to the hard moments in our life, and that's why change feels like a loss. Change can feel like a loss because we're so attached to the hard moments and we don't want to let it go. We feel like we're actually letting go of part of our identity that actually came from a hard situation. So you didn't just survive the hard moment, you became it. You built a life around defense. Sometimes people build a life of hyper independence, of control, of perfection, whatever it may be, but it was all from trying to find strength out of their trauma. You are not your trauma. Okay, everyone, we are not our hard moments. We are not our trauma. And that letting our trauma be part of identity, that needs to go. because it's gonna destroy us in the future. That needs to go. Okay. If you're committed to letting go, I want you to say in the chat, oh yeah, oh yeah. Okay. If you're committed to letting that go. But the version that got you here, sometimes it can be built from these hard moments. And fun fact, your nervous system does not track time. It tracks threat. Hear me out. Your nervous system does not track time. It tracks threat. So if safety feels foreign, your identity will consistently mirror that over and over and over again. And the truth is, you're not broken. You're not patterned. You're not broken. People are patterned, but you can break the pattern. You can break it if you're willing to release yourself that was built from the pain. Okay. All right, cool.
Hope y'all follow that whole thing because that was super real.
Just saying. All right.
Don't let your hard moments make it a harder life.
Nope.
Super real.
Look at that. Oh yeah. Come on.
Oh yeah.
Love that.
Every lesson has its blessings. We say this all the time at Quality Education. Every single lesson has multiple blessings. You might not even see them until 5 years later. Mm-hmm. The life curveball, which always comes, didn't just happen to you. It shaped how you see yourself. And if you never question the story it wrote, you are still living in the shadow of that thing, in the wake of it. Emotionally intense moments get hardwired in our brain for survival. They're not just a memory. It's an unprocessed pain that's running the show for you, right? So these are largely unconscious things that are happening for us. We don't realize all of the choices that we're making. We don't realize the string of incidents that they started from, how we're recreating it now. Those are not things that we're necessarily aware of. And the real question is, did you learn your lesson or did you just memorize your pain, right? That's a mad real. I'm going to repeat it one more time. Did you learn your lesson or did you just memorize the pain and you are recreating that thing in any area of your life? So that curveball that life is always going to throw at you when you least expect it, when it's most inconvenient to you, it offers you a choice every single time. You can let it code you, your mind, your body, and your nervous system in fear, or it can refine you in your power. The blessing is in there somewhere, and but if you're not still bleeding from the lesson, right? So we want to make sure that you guys are not always focusing on how hard, right? Taking a hard life and making it harder. We want to make sure that you are looking at these things as lessons in life, because you can shift your mind into realizing that there are blessings inside of those really, really hard moments instead of it just being a hard life. And you have the choice to recreate all of that definition and how your brain, mind, body perceive it.
I love what you said. Did you learn the lesson or just memorize the pain? Come on.
No.
You know.
We're all in this, by the way. This is not one person who's doing this or not. We're all doing this.
We're all here together. I promise.
Yeah.
All right. So this is your identity check-in. Okay. Your identity isn't just who you are, it's who you've learned to be. That's what the whole theme of what we've spoke about. But our survival mode is not the same thing. As we said, your brain wires you for protection from familiarity. And that's where things like people pleasing can become a consistent fawn response. So people pleasing is you consistently trying to mitigate conflict. You're really trying to, you don't want any more conflict. So you're consistently going to be that person. Or if you're playing small, you're scared of being big and you're scared of embracing who you are. We want to understand that that's not ourselves. That's our brain protecting us from almost a false fear. Because if it's in the past, it's no longer right here in this moment. It's gone. So a reminder, you are not your coping mechanisms. You are not your fear-based habits. You are not your childhood conditioning. And really ask yourself, who do I want to be now? If you got a blank slate, if someone said, who is, whatever your first name is, and you got a blank slate, ask yourself, Who do you want to be now, moving forward? What versions of me create the life I dream about? What parts of me are helping me become my best self? We want you to give yourself that clean slate. We're not attached to who we were. You're allowed to outgrow the survival. You're allowed to choose a different version of yourself. So just take that moment and really think about, who do you want to be now?
If anything comes to mind, you know where to share it in the chat.
In the chat.
You might feel very attached to that person, by the way, but you are not. Please, please don't let your brain and your nervous system fool you. We are here to tell you all the secrets that maybe you already knew, but hopefully you are learning a lot right now.
Yes. And you know what's so funny? Actually, I forgot to even say this. Your brain is, we talk about this all the time, it's neuroplastic. And what that means is that you're capable of change. You can choose again. Your brain can adapt all over again. You can become a whole different person if you want to. And that level of change is up to you, but we want you to let go, obviously, of anything that's holding you back from your desired life. And we want to bring it to light. We want to bring it all to light. So
Rebecca highlighted your quote, "You're allowed to choose a different version of yourself."
You are.
That is exactly what we are getting across to you guys. And just so you guys know, Soleil and I are doing this all the time, every single day. And then we choose a new version, and then we come and talk to each other about it. And we're like, how's that new version working out for you, girl? Like, should I take on some of that a little bit? Should I borrow a little bit of that? Is it going well? Are you gonna choose a new version tomorrow? What's the plan? What are we doing?
That's a fact. That's a friend who wants you to win. Hello.
Yes. Always.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so this is another quote that we love to use at Equality Education. Growth does not happen in isolation, even though we feel when we are hurt or when we are changing that we want to go away and be quiet by ourselves. It is actually not the place where you can bump up against the world and learn how to be that new version of you. So growth does not happen in isolation. Our brains are working overtime to keep us protected. Sometimes you can't see that real truth, right? So because you are putting up all of these layers of your onion to not realize what you need to know about yourself. I don't know if you guys have ever been in a relationship where someone pointed something out about how you are and you had no clue. And then and you were like, no, I'm not. No, I don't do that. And then you started to look at yourself and you were like, oh God. And then you're like, why didn't my family tell me about that? Because they're doing it too, you guys. Okay. That's what we're talking about here. So you might need a different mirror sometimes. You might have a mirror that's been showing you one reflection. We need those different people in our lives that show us different reflections. A cheerleader, not that person who always tells you what you want to hear. A truth teller, right? Someone who you trust, and not someone who always agrees with you, exactly like we're saying, and different filters feedback through your self-concept. And since that self-concept is built on survival, you reject the truth just to stay familiar. So the truth is the thing that pushes us into change and awareness. And if that's the thing that could potentially cause eternal destruction to my brain and my body, my brain is telling me, no, we're not going in that direction. We're going to ignore all of that and choose the thing that is comfortable and familiar. And so we want you to not ask for comfort. We want you to ask for clarity. And it's not about you being praised, which maybe some people here really love to get praised. We all do. It is about your freedom. So this knowledge is something that will actually help you be free. And so we want you to call them. Obviously, we want you to ask them, or you can text them. We love a phone call. You want to ask them to share the parts that you love about you, for them to share the parts they love about you, and the ones that that they think that you have outgrown. So this is a really nice way for you to ask for feedback, kind of being direct but not confrontational. saying that it's a safe space. You aren't being defensive. You're receiving this with love and ego. And let their reflection be your revelation. Please. It'll change your life. We promise. Let this be your mirror moment. It's not about judgment. It's accountability and clarity and compassion.
You want to choose somebody that has good intentions for you. You want
Yeah.
somebody that actually loves you for real. And they're going to tell you the truth. And that way you can step outside of your own brain, your own bubble in your mind. Okay. Ask them, because they're going to, if the person you call, they tell you the truth and they really love you, you're going to be surprised. And what I want everyone to do is breathe. Breathe. Breathe when you receive feedback of how you've been in the world, because there's great things and there's things that we have to work on, but we got to see it all. We have to. Okay.
Take a picture of this if you want to remember, by the way, how you're gonna come into this conversation and do all of that.
And we actually have a text for you if you want to do it.
Yeah.
You want to do a message? We have a text for you. Ready?
Because remember how we said no excuses before? So that part.
That part. That part.
You'd be like, I don't know what to say. We'd be like, yeah, you did, girl.
Yes, you do.
Okay, take a picture of this one also. I'm working on some personal growth and I'd love your help. Can you be honest about the parts that you think are really strong and maybe a few things that I could let go of? I will not take it personally, mean it when you say that. Looking for real reflection and love. Give a good answer about that.
Okay.
Take a picture, try it out. Let
Try
us know.
it out.
Write us an email, DM us on Instagram. Let us know how this
Let us
conversation
know, let us know how it goes. I love that. Okay, that was a bonus. We're not running away. We're here. We're working together, ladies. All right. So next, no worries, Destiny. I don't even know how to take it off, to be honest with you. Does everybody see a blue line? It doesn't matter. Destiny, you left your mark, girl. It's all right.
That's so funny. I didn't even realize.
Yeah, no worries, girl. No worries. It's a safe space. Okay, so cognitive reframing. Okay, the process of consciously shifting the way you view your own identity, right? It involves moving away from a focus on limitation, past narratives, or performance-based self-worth. And instead adopting a perspective rooted in strength, growth, and possibility. So now that you have this self-awareness of how you've been showing up in the world, or maybe you're going to call your friend or call whoever, your partner, because your partner could keep it real. Just letting you know.
Good. You should.
Don't let it lead to an argument. It's supposed to be an opportunity for growth. It's time to really just like commit to real change, right? So every time you react, you reinforce who you've been. Every time you pause, you make space for who you're becoming. So every time you react, you reinforce who you've been. Every time you take a moment to pause in a situation and you make space for who you're becoming. Marion, yes, come on, girl. Okay, so if your brain, obviously we talked about this, wires itself through familiarity, it actually creates identity through repetition. So if you keep doing the same thing again and again and again and again, that then becomes who you are. You react the same way, you're reinforcing the past. You pause and choose, you're rewiring the future. So anytime you need a moment in a situation that you're so used to being in, pause and see, how can I act and be different in it? So we have a 3-step that I want you to do for cognitive reframing. 1, catch it. Catch it. Catch yourself. Notice the moment that you're shutting down, where the defense mechanisms are working, you're people pleasing, your self-doubt, you're ready to react, you're ready to go. Notice those moments, okay? And what I want you to do is breathe, 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 breathe. That was step 1. Step 2 is to interrupt it. So I want you to say to yourself, that's not who I am anymore. It's simple, it's powerful, and it's going to break your loop. That's not who you are anymore. You have to say it to yourself first. Because if you tell other people that's not who I am anymore, they're going to be like, okay, whatever. No, You are showing by action. You are not showing by telling somebody. That's not how it goes. Step 3, reframe it. Ask, who am I choosing to become right now? Okay? You're not your past. You're the conscious pattern. You're the conscious pattern behavior. Okay? So step 1, catch it. Step 2, interrupt it. Step 3, reframe it. Notice your opportunity. Because if you keep doing, let's say you do this process of cognitive reframing and you choose something different and you choose that different option over and over and over again, that new option is going to be your identity. Okay? Notice on the opportunity. Yes, yes. Come on. Hello.
And at Equality Education, as I talk about this, well, we could leave it here with this one, Soleil. At Equality Education, we are first of all, we get comfortable being uncomfortable. More of our beautiful artwork. Shout out to our amazing illustrator, Sophie. And we want to remind you guys that these things take practice, okay? So this is not something where you try it the first time and you get it right. This is not something where you practice a new dynamic with your partner and you guys are both like really great and you never have to remind them about it again. This takes practice many times over many years, and it is always a evolving version of yourself, because as you learn something and you adjust it, you will realize what else you had to learn, that you had to learn the first thing so you could learn the second thing, and now you got to learn that thing and apply it again, right? So it is always evolving, and we want you to know that it doesn't matter where you are. This is not something like you have to be a child prodigy for playing violin or chess or whatever. You do not need a particular skill to learn and practice these skills. Everybody has the capability to learn this about themselves and to apply it and to have success at it in their life. That's what we want you to know. You have the possibility to be successful at this. It is about you being consistent and showing up for yourself. And that is where your success will come from. So just remember, it's not like, oh, I don't have the time. I don't have the money. I don't have this or that. That's not true. You can start where you are and you can get results from these things if you are understanding, following along with what we are teaching you guys about, and applying it in that moment when you feel the anger, like you get really red inside, you're like, oh, and you stop and you breathe and you interrupt your pattern and you give yourself a cognitive reframe. You give yourself a new starting point to choose that thought, that feeling, or that action from. Okay? You will be uncomfortable. Just remember that. Please share in the chat if you guys are ready to be comfortable, to get comfortable being uncomfortable. We want to know if you guys have learned anything new so far, and if you are ready to create some wins in your life, in all areas of your life. So ready. Rebecca's ready. Destiny's ready. Jalen's ready.
Yes, I am ready. Sabrina's ready.
Donna would love to see the sticker. Yes.
T.A. Alexander, already ready for a win. Love that. Come on. Love that.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Get it.
Pause and choose the next action. Exactly. And then when you do it over and over again, it becomes your identity. Come on. Okay. We had to talk about identity before we can talk about the 8 areas of life. Because how you are showing up in these 8 areas of life is based on how you view yourself and your identity. Yeah, everybody?
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right. So your identity shows up in your choices, your actions, your areas of life, your health, your relationships, your money, your spirituality, your emotional well-being, your growth, your joy, and your contribution. And the fun fact is that these areas, how they're showing up in your life, is actually a mirror of who you are, of who you're actually enacting in the world outside yourself, how your identity is playing with the outside world. So we want you to see how your identity shapes the way what your brain actually accepts in your life and what it declines. And if you believe, for example, that you're bad with money or unlovable, and your brain is consistently looking for that proof, it's going to affect an area of your life. Does that make sense, everybody?
Yep.
Cool. So if your identity is outdated, your life is going to show it. If your identity is not in alignment with your desired outcome, it's going to be harder to see it actually happen in your life. Because you're still following a blueprint from your past and not who you want to intentionally create yourself to be right now. So with that being said, I want you to think to yourself, which version of me is running the show? If you look at your life, which version of you is running the show? Is it the one who survived, or the one who's here to build intentionally? And this could be for all the areas of your life. And we're going to get more into that. Okay.
Let's look at these areas. So Soleil just listed these off, but these are the 8 areas of your life. If you think of something that you do in your life, we almost guarantee that it fits into one of these categories, okay? So this is everything about how you spend your time and the choices that you make with who you are. Maybe you didn't realize that they fit into all of these categories. Maybe you've never asked yourself what you want out of all of these categories. This is a really, really important practice in creating an intentional life where you receive next level outcomes, okay? If I don't know what I'm headed towards, I don't know the steps I need to do today to make sure that I'm on track for that. When the situation comes up and I need a cognitive reframe because I can say, that's not in line with my relationships and my love category of my life right now. You have to know, you have to have that clarity. So we want to know which areas that you currently feel aligned with out of all of these areas. Maybe you feel like, oh, I'm like really, really holding it down in my health and wellness, but my career and wealth isn't really exactly what I want it to be. That's a common answer, right? We oftentimes super focus in one area, and the other areas might suffer a little because of that. But you have this identity that is very strongly tied to whatever you're doing in that particular area of your life. And then which one feels like it's waiting for a new version of you to show up? And probably have a couple answers for each of these. So please, again, share in the chat. Relationship and love and community and contribution is waiting for destiny to show up.
Come on. Yes.
Up, girl.
Yes.
You can take a picture of this as well, by the way.
Wait, say it again, Ari? I didn't even hear you.
I said take a picture of this as well, by the way. So when you're trying to look at yourself, think about the different areas of change that you're working on, you'll have this reference.
And fun fact, I mean, Ari, I don't know if you think this, but me, this is when we dive into the 8 areas of life, this changed my life. And the reason why is because I started building a little bit in each area and then started seeing outcomes. Because oftentimes, as you said, we neglect an area because we overcompensate in another. And let me tell you, time moves forward, okay? So if you keep neglecting that area, you're still going to get a result.
Right.
Keep neglecting all the relationships and love and the friendships, time moves forward. And when it moves forward, you're gonna be like, why do I feel so alone? Because you didn't nurture that. So this is what do you say?
I was gonna say what you were saying, whether or not you feel like you're consciously making a choice, you are still creating an outcome, right? So don't forget that if you have been avoiding something because it makes you wild uncomfortable, you are still getting a result either way. It's just almost a guarantee that it's not what you want.
Come on.
Get uncomfortable. Make a choice. Also, can we give you a hot tip from a quality education? Like Soleil was talking about, we started working in these 8 areas. And the thing for our success that we have built over many years and why we have the outcomes that we want in these areas, and we also know what we're working on, is balance. Like Soleil said, it is because we choose small actions all the time to work in each of these areas so we don't get overwhelmed. And over the years, we're able to look back and see the progress that we've made because we know what we're working towards all the time. So you don't have 5 years of your life where you're like, wow, I really missed out on that because we've been looking and staying balanced in all these areas.
And we're holding each other accountable too, girl, right? Also, another thing is, what we have to realize is not that challenges don't come. Just because you're nurturing every area, we're not selling you perfection. I'm not telling you that, we're not telling you like challenges come, okay? This is real, okay? When you build in an area, that doesn't mean you won't have a challenge. We also want you to go back to that cognitive reframe process and breathe and take the moment to see how you can better this area. But we just want you to look at your life in that way to make sure you're not neglecting anything. Don't neglect.
Yes.
It's a big part. Okay. Love that. Next.
Yes. And Shauna says there's so much energy to go around. She can only focus on a couple at a time, and it comes and goes in different areas. And so that's what we're going to move into here, is to give you a strategy and some tools and some help for you to actually have a framework of how you can focus a little in each area all the time.
100%. We're about to do it. Come on. But before we do it, okay.
The more nauseous, cringy quotations from Equality Education. You're born looking like your parents. You die looking like your decisions.
Come on. Come on. Come on, y'all. Come on.
Look at these 8 areas. We want you to remember this. Your habits, your boundaries, your reactions, your self-talk, all of these things are shaping your energy, your outcomes, your legacy, literally how you look and how you feel every single day. Okay. Every choice we make is wiring or rewiring your brain. If you are aligned or avoidant, which one are you choosing? Your brain is just repeating whatever you are rehearsing. So do I want to be aligned or do I want to be avoidant? Instead of just reacting and avoiding because that's what's comfortable, get uncomfortable, choose to be aligned and get in front of that change so you can be the one who chooses your life, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you aren't owning your choices, your conditioning is going to choose for you. So if you're not making that conscious decision, whatever happened to you in the past, whoever programmed you in the past, whatever their habits were and the ways they thought and felt are the things that will come out in you.
And repeat and repeat and repeat.
Yes.
Watch and repeat. Come on.
Yes, absolutely. Your life wasn't built by your desires, but by your defaults. And so what we want is for you to die looking like your decisions. You're just looking fine as hell.
Period.
And you're like, wow, this was really a good life for me. I felt good. I looked good. I had people around me and we shared love and made each other feel good. And I am so, so free of regret.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Okay. Since we're talking about it, we want you to think about your last chapter of life. This is not a moment to scare you. This is a moment for realization. I want you to imagine it's the end of your life, right? And I want you to think about what kind of legacy are you leaving behind? What are you holding on to today that your future self would wish you let go of? What regrets do you refuse to carry? How does it feel to truly be at peace with how you lived? What did you prioritize? What areas did you prioritize? What do you protect? What do you pursue? And what are you neglecting? Okay. And what risks did you take? The reason why we think about the last phase of our life is because you have to create your own happy ending. You cannot wait for it. You cannot hope for it. You cannot think it's going to magically appear in your life. That's not how it goes. You have to create your own happy ending. And studies show that when people are near the end of their life, they don't regret failures. They regret inaction. They regret silence. And they regret playing it safe. Right? So imagine you're at the last phase of your life. Who do you want to be? What does your life look like? This is one of my favorite topics because I want to be on a beach with my husband and living and having a family. I have all this in every area.
Elaine knows.
I know to the T what I want to feel, what I want to smell, what I want to like, everything, my friends, everything. I know to the T, and that drives me in each area on what to do. It drives me, it motivates me, it gives me clarity. Oftentimes we run away from our last phase of life because we're not there yet. And then time moves forward and we're like, man, what did I do? And I hate seeing people. I hate seeing people filled with regret at that last stage of life because they played it safe. I hate it. It's my pet peeve. I don't like it. So because right now in this moment, while you're in this workshop with us, you can rewrite your ending. You can actually think about what you want and go for it.
Yes.
There will be a time in the future where it runs out. And I think it's important for us to think about that now. It may be hard, but it's important for us to think about that now because we can create action right now. But yeah, so yeah, you can rewrite it right now. Yeah.
And if, by the way, if you don't trust us, get yourself a 90-year-old. All of us have one around,
Yeah.
right? Ask them, what are the things that you would do differently if you could go back? And it will be exactly what Soleil said. It's not the regrets about what you think it would be. It's the things that they said. I should have gone for it. I should have kissed that guy. I should have took that trip. I should, it's like those life moments when they look back on and they're like, I should have done it. Why did I care so much what everybody thought or that I thought I was going to fail myself? I should have done it. So
Yes.
now, because this is the moment that your 90-year-old self is going to look back on and be like, I should have done it.
Yes. And I want you to go back to that 8 areas of life. And I want you to think it's your last phase. It's your last moment. You're at that last phase. What does each area look like?
Yes.
What does it look like? Think about it.
Yep.
Okay. Great.
More amazing equality education. Trust yourself. You can turn your dreams into your reality. As much as this might sound like fluffy or corny or something, if you're not currently living this is what Soleil and I live. We live it every day, all the time. We're always updating it. And we are always asking ourselves what our decisions are creating. And if we don't like it, we change it. That's the trick. We pivot. We are solution oriented and we figure out what is a different way to solve this problem, right? And that's the real hard part because it's always keeping you uncomfortable, but it's really great, we promise. It's really phenomenal. It's awesome. Okay, so we want you to think about what are the things that are your goals versus your commitments. So we can say that we have goals, but your daily choices reveal what you are actually committed to. So an example of this is like, yeah, I want to work out more. But when you look at what you did the past 7 days this week, your actions did not reflect your goals. It reflected what you're committed to. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Or I want to find the love of my life, right? Or I want to, there's some people that I want to find the love of my life, but then you're not going out and meeting people. You're not doing it.
Yes.
How does that? What's the goal here, y'all?
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly. And what life are you building by the decisions that you are choosing today, this week, this year, the whole past decades that you've lived, and then all of those years until you are 90 and 100 and whatever your amazing long life is, that you look like your decisions and you're phenomenal looking. Okay. So your habits are the things that are casting the vote. And one day you will be living the reality that your habits built. Okay. Do not forget this. Reminder, you don't get the life that you dream about. Like Soleil said, you dream about going out and meeting somebody. You get the life you decide to pour into every day. Okay. Whatever you're choosing today is the life that you are going to get, not the life that you sit and dream all about.
And let me tell you something. Let me burst some bubbles here, right? Ari, we always talk about. I know we keep talking about the last phase of life, but it's just real.
It's real.
You don't, with the quote, you don't get the life you dream about. You get the one you decide into daily. It does show up in your last phase, and you can finish life without experiencing your desires. I know that sounds scary, but it's possible. And then there's a possibility where you can go into the last phase of life and have a desire and have experienced all of your desires. But it's about what you do, not what you say. That's why we all talk about, we want you to write it down. We want you to do it. Don't tell other people. There's no point in it. Just do it.
Do it now, do it scared, do it unprepared, do it.
All of that. Okay. Yes. do it now, do it scared, do it unprepared, all of that. Todo. Okay, so what you want to do too is to fall in love with the process. There's no finish line. Stop thinking about like when I get this, I will be happy. Okay, let's let that go. Enjoy the journey of life. Enjoy what it takes to get there. Because when you get there, you're gonna actually miss the journey. I promise you. And then you have to continue whatever it is as a habit. So true success isn't just about checking goals. It's about becoming the person who lives the life you want consciously. That's what true success is. Your brain craves the growth. It craves the challenge. It craves the meeting. It's not just the achievement. We crave the journey of life. Real transformation happens in the ongoing process of evolving your identity. You see what we say? It's the evolving your identity. That's the best part of your journey. If I'm being honest, temporary fixes bring temporary change. So if you're gonna do something temporary, it's gonna give you a temporary outcome. You gotta do something you gotta trust yourself to make that big change for yourself. So your job is to just keep showing up for the person that you're becoming over and over and over again, and enjoy showing up as the person you're becoming. Stop looking for the outcome or the end. The end will come in the future, as we say, but just enjoy being that person over and over again and what that brings to your world.
And the trick to that is when you are choosing the things you want to do all the time, you are enjoying the process.
Mm-hmm.
Doing what you want with your life. It's so simple. We make it complicated, but it's so simple.
So simple.
Yeah.
Cool.
You can create anything, you guys. We've said it a million different ways by this point, but you can but repetition creates new outcomes for you. So you're gonna leave here knowing that you can create
anything. Yes. That's gonna be in your brain and your mind from Soleil and Hari.
Literally. Rebecca said we're calling her out, but she loves it. Yes.
Okay, yes.
That's what we do. That's what we do. We do. Okay, so we want you to actually be serious and get introspective here. So take a moment and close your eyes if you want to. And we want you to really, really look at the version of yourself that you are becoming. What does that person feel like every day? What are the things that you are proud of? How do other people describe your energy, your impact, your presence? You can even go all the way down to what outfits are you wearing? How do you wear your hair? What do people compliment you on? What do you compliment other people on, right? You can see the life of this person that you want to intentionally move into and create. So we want you to write, this is where you take your notes. You can write this down, anything that comes to your mind, dream of it, make it bigger, enhance the details, call in your senses, what you're thinking and smelling and feeling. And if you're somewhere in the world and you can hear a certain type of bird, or you're by the water and you can feel it on your skin, whatever detail enhances that image of you creating anything that you want with your life. Write it down, say it out loud, remind yourself of this version that you are designing starting right now.
Ooh, we need to see some people in the chat. We gotta see some people in the chat.
Real.
What are you creating?
Or real.
Yes. Put it, if you can, put it in the chat.
I'll share for me, I have a brand new baby that I just had. And so I'm in this phase of my life where I'm figuring out what this new version that I have just been thrust into, you get like that 9 months to prepare, right, Soleil? And then you're like, and then you're like, I'm done with this. Move me into the next thing. And then you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, so I practice this because I am becoming this new version of myself before my eyes, and I get to choose who she is. It's magic. We love that. I get to create anything for myself. Who do I want to be? How do I want to feel? How do I want to show up every day? How do I want my child to perceive me as a mother? Right?
Mm,
Use this for those areas of your life. That's what we want you to think about.
yes. Okay, so now we're gonna take inspired action. We're gonna start like really getting into it. Okay. We're gonna think about our future vision, and we're gonna describe what a win in this area looks like at the end of your life. We're gonna think about the identity characteristic. Who do you need to become to make that a vision a reality? And then we're gonna talk about aligned daily actions. So, what small, consistent habits match that identity? Now, this is all about to go into this chart. I think if you, everyone should have received an email 30 minutes ago with this worksheet. If you want this worksheet actually sent to you, just message us, or if you want to write it down, then that's totally fine. But what we have is this amazing worksheet. You can actually, we're going to create some wins. So these are the 8 areas of life on the left-hand side. You're going to talk about your future vision, your end of life wins. What does it look like? Who are you in the end of life in each area? And then what identity characteristics we need to embody to actually see this future vision? And then after that, what aligned daily actions are you taking to ensure that it's impacting your identity? Because repetition is key, and to ensure that this future vision of yourself actually comes to light.
The really important part of this, because there are 8 areas and it can feel kind of crazy. Someone's asking if it's an attachment to one of the emails about the event. It is, although if you're not able to find it, we're happy to send it to you. That's why I dropped our email right here above, the hello@theequalityeducation.com. If y'all email us there, we'll just send it directly to you. So then we'll have your email, we'll attach it for you. We'll give you a blank one so you can fill it out. No blue line on it. No, no examples.
Impact. Come on, Destiny. I love it.
So the thing that's really important about this, because it can feel overwhelming at first when you're starting, or you feel like you're working on some things but you have so much left to do, is we're reverse engineering, right? So you're looking at your big future vision of how you want your end of life to look, and then how it's going to feel, that identity that you are as that person. And then your aligned daily actions should be something that start with only 5 to 20 minutes a day, right? So this can be, so if you look at the stuff that we have in here for your health, you're hydrating more. How long does it take you to drink a glass of water? It's just about you being intentional about it, right? How long does it take us to declutter our space? You can put 10 minutes aside. You get a lot done in 10 minutes when you're just like picking up around the house, right? And these things actually, when you're doing them, it can feel hard that you have to get it done. But once you've completed it, it like takes that energetic load off of you. I don't know if y'all have ever like cleaned your house before you go on a trip, and then you come back and you're like you feel the space from that intentional action that you took. Or when we make our bed in the morning and you come to get into your bed at the end of a long day and you're like, this feels good. This feels good that I took that time to take that really small but intentional action.
100%. And I just wanted to follow up again, everyone. If you need the worksheet sent to you, you can email us, or you can drop your email in the chat and we'll make sure that you get it. Okay? Amazing. Amazing.
Sabrina's gonna get it. Karen's gonna get it.
Come on, let's go. Okay, so this was a lot of information. We thought about our end of life. We thought about our 8 areas. And most importantly, you have to feel capable. You have to love yourself. You have to love yourself enough to choose your most desired life. You gotta love you. Okay, so I want everyone to come. We're gonna take another deep breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now I want you to say to yourself, I fully love the person that I am inside and out. Okay? In 3, 2, 1. I fully love.
Fully love the person that I am, inside and out.
Actually, you know what? If people can unmute themselves, I would love to hear you. Let's try that one more time, okay? Let's breathe in before we do it. Let's breathe in twice before we do it. Ready? Breathe in. Breathe out. In. Breathe out. Count down. 3, 2, 1. I fully
Fully love
love the
that I
person that I
am.
am
Inside and
inside
out.
and out.
Ooh, sorry. I
Yes.
forgot the face.
Yes. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, wonderful. Okay, great.
Beautiful. So, recapping everything that we just learned. Someone asked earlier if there is going to be a replay of this so you can like go back through and watch all the stuff that we just totally threw at you. We will send out a replay and we have our email there. So again, please be in touch with us about anything. If you say, I didn't get the replay and I need it. I didn't get the worksheet and I need it. What we know now, right? Our identity shapes everything and it is ours to rewrite. We can neuro hack our brain because we know how it's working with us or against us. And so we get to be the ones who design it intentionally. Life is not happening to you. You get to design it. Your real goals are starting with who you are and who you are becoming. It's not just about doing the thing and accomplishing the thing and feeling great because I did the thing. It is about being the person and the joy that you receive every day from being that person that you chose to create. And those wins in all 8 areas of your life, they come from building a new identity on purpose. And you have an actual format now with that worksheet, with a couple of things, a cognitive reframe of how you can actually practice this in the moment when a challenging moment comes up and you are able to reorient yourself around the things that you are intending to build your life around. And then you'll have this amazing worksheet. Fill it out, take a picture of it, make it the background on your screen, on your phone, your screensaver, your laptop, whatever you got to do. Nail that into your brain. And then remember to update this every time. We didn't say this with the worksheet. Remember to update this when a change occurs in your life and you were doing something that got you to a certain point and now it needs another change. It needs an update. So just remember that because that's gonna happen as well. Don't feel like, oh man, I had this thing and I filled it out and then that's who I am. We want you to update this as life goes along.
100%. Okay, so where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? You have 2 options. You can close your laptop, you can go back to life as usual, and let this just be another moment. Another feel-good moment. Or take the leap and start showing up every day for your life that you really want. And we already know which one you want to choose, okay? But you have the choice. You ultimately have the choice of what you want. Where do you want to go from here?
So this is what Soleil and I do all around the world, like we shared with you guys. One of the things that we are introducing is our wake up call because we want to work with women in a particular group, like we mentioned before, where we are able to support each other and empower each other in a way that is a little different when it's just women. I don't know if you guys feel that same way, but I certainly do when we've gathered in groups like this before. So this is us, Soleil and Ariana. Hello. And we are asking you that question is, when is it your turn, girl? And the answer is right now. As you
Ahora.
know from everything that we just talked about.
Ahora.
Ahora.
So we have been working on this almost like just like a membership program where you can become a founding member and get monthly workshops. You can get worksheets. You can get a community of women to help you build and empower every step of the journey. The journey does not end here. There is a lot to talk about. There's a lot to put into action, and it's time. It's almost like a monthly get your life together get your life together whole experience, really, with the workshop and etc., because we want you to have the information to access your full potential.
So this was like a snapshot of what we do. It was a very broad overview, and the way to make these changes comes from practicing these different areas of life on a continual basis, knowing how to build those life skills to make those changes. And that's the stuff that we talk about. So these are trainings that we do all the time now, but we're reorganizing it in this way for the purpose of creating wins in all areas of your life. Personal transformation, identity development, those are exactly the foundation of these topics that we explore. You see all this stuff here. This is what applies to what you need to really experience what we have in this membership. So something like self-trust is really important. Sorry, I'm trying to mute whoever might be unmuted. Maybe I did it now. Yes. Confidence is huge. Relationships, huge. Self-sabotage, huge. Daily habits, obviously, all of these sorts of things. Boundaries and communication. Do not get me started on boundaries.
Boundaries.
Y'all want to be there for that webinar.
Boundaries and standards. Come on.
Communication is huge. Your life is built around your communication, you guys. Misunderstandings, you might have noticed, can be the destruction of everything. So if you want to build yourself in all of these areas, these are the things that we talk about in these different live monthly trainings, just like this that we've done here, but we get super nitty gritty, and it's more workshop style where we're talking about what you're experiencing specifically and giving you help and advice about it, and support, accountability, and love.
Yes. So this is the worth of it all. It's not what it is, but it's the worth of it all. The total yearly value of all this stuff that that's going to be in this membership is like $7,600. That's the total yearly value. We're talking live monthly workshops, private members only community, replay past workshops, and actually all of our workbooks and worksheets in order to progress your life into moving forward. So we wanted you to understand what the worth of it all is, and also like you can't even compare like what the worth is to intentionally build your life. Like, come on, everybody.
And actually, we don't have it on there, but we travel around to different cities and we do live events with people. So if you guys were to attend one of our live events and you're in this you're in our membership, then you will get all of the extra freebies and bonuses from that also.
100%.
These are some of our loves that we have. I think some of them are on this call with us right now, by the way.
Yeah, very true. I think they are, yes.
Everybody needs a breakthrough baddie moment. I don't know if y'all have had yours, but when you have one and you realize the people that have held you accountable and worked with you through those moments, it is absolutely life-changing.
100%. So we wanted to show you some breakthrough baddie moments. Okay, and then so the thing about all this is that it's a membership, right? So we call it like the gym membership for your life. And if you join this call, you actually get actually an amazing discount. So usually it's $37 a month. It would be $27 if you join this call. You can also have the option to pay annually, and you get everything. You get the monthly workshops, the workbooks, everything. And it's just a way for you to have that community of women and engage and just support as you're growing through those life phases. Ariana is actually dropping the checkout links in the chat. We wanted to extend this offer to you because it's 100% risk free. There's no contract. It's cancel anytime, and it's an opportunity for you to invest in the knowledge. And I'm big on information. I don't know if you guys know, but I'm huge on information. Give me all the information. Invest in the knowledge and the information that you need to experience the best version of your life. Guaranteed.
And so I did just leave those the links there so you guys can go, and if you have questions about any one of those options that we have. And I'm actually also going to drop just we have like an information page that gives you a little more information about the whole program and everything if you're interested. And the important part for you to see about all of this is that it's something where if you guys don't know our intention by now, if we haven't made it very clear to you, we are here to support your discovery of your best life, of your best self, of you feeling the best in your life. These are things that we have done for ourselves many, many times over and over again. And it's where we are really, really passionate about helping people. So we're not trying to provide you something that's not going to be valuable to you. We want you to try it. And if it's something that doesn't help you in the way that you wanted it to, we have no problem with that. We don't want you to be here if it's not helping you in the way that you thought it would. So that's just kind of our promise to you, is interested in just bringing you the best solution to you living a life that feels really great to live. And so this last link that I dropped in here is just like an information. It gives you a lot more information, has a bunch of Q&As on it if you're wondering about the details of it and that sort of thing. And like we said, always drop us an email or a question that you have.
Yes. So we want to know, like, if you're joining us and you're standing at the edge of everything you've been asking for, and we're making this no-brainer, but unfortunately, this offer is not going to wait. This is only for everyone that joined the call, and there will be, I think, actually ignore the last email you received because we have to put the replay in the link. We're going to send that email with the replay in the link and your offer available to you. So yeah, and also just to say that is the end of our workshop. And we want to just say thank you so much for joining us. We hope that you've learned something new, embraced a new idea of how to approach life. And before we go, you have all the links. Remember, if you want that worksheet sent to you, please put your email in the chat. And also, if you want to, well, we do this for every workshop, write one thing that you're grateful for today. Write one thing you are grateful for.
No one's allowed to leave until they do that.
Yeah.
This is what we do when we're in the classroom with like middle schoolers. So they're all like 12-year-olds. And we stand in the doorway, like with our arm out so they can't walk through until they share the thing that they're great. Soleil is like the security guard of the classroom. And she'd be like, tell me, right, that's how you stand. That is in the doorway. She'd be like,
one thing you're grateful for, period. You cannot leave. One time I actually, if you guys want to hear something funny, one time I actually followed a girl outside. She followed a girl outside because she wouldn't tell me because she was feeling frustrated. I was like, oh no, girl, I'm not letting you stand in the way of your own greatness, okay? Not on my time.
She appreciated it though. She did.
She really did. She really did. Why is Rebecca pinned? Oh no.
Beautiful. So grateful for our time. Thank you, Destiny. Appreciate that. Family, grateful for empowering women in the community. Love that. taking time to be quiet and introspective and building your future. Yes.
Yes.
Us, we're grateful for y'all, grateful for showing up for yourself. Yes. Learning a new perspective, being grateful for being surrounded by like-minded women. That is also why we do this work, is because there might not be people in your life that you feel like you can connect with around these things that you've been wondering about. And we want you to feel like this is a place where you can come and do that. You can talk about things where you're like, I'm excited about this and I don't know who to share it with, or I'm nervous and I need help deciding what to do. That's what we do. That's what we do here. That's what we want to offer you as a space. Dream big and do bigger. Yes, Marion. Love that.
What are you grateful for, Ari?
Today, I was really, really grateful for the weather. It was absolutely beautiful.
So nice.
It was absolutely beautiful. And I was outside with my family and I was like, this is it. This is it. This is all I need.
Love that.
Honestly, overall, one of the things that is huge is I'm grateful for us doing the work to create this company where we get to be here with you guys. Like this makes my heart grow. I know it does for you, Soleil. This is the work that is me living in my version of my dream. So I appreciate you guys for showing up for that, because this is something that brings me the most joy in my life.
Yeah, me too. Wait till the other workshops, girl. We talk about the phases of life. We talk about how to prepare for them, because I'm intentionally creating. I'm not a big hoper. I will do my best to make it happen.
Yes.
I want
What
the
are you grateful for, Soleil?
I'm grateful for everyone that came into this call. I'm grateful for, I'm just so grateful for this energy, ladies. I love it. I'm so happy right now. I'm grateful for reaching 37 weeks. Thank God. Lord knows, thank God. Because I don't know if anybody else on the call has done pregnancy, but it is no joke.
And in case you guys are wondering, we did not have a pregnancy pack. It was just planned pregnancy, simultaneous planned pregnancies, by the way. Crazy enough.
Crazy. It was just the energy. But and once you drop what you're grateful for, you send your emails. You're free to have a beautiful night. You're free to go.
Thank you so much for joining, y'all. You know you're going to hear about it next time we do it. We hope to see you inside the membership. We hope to hear from you and keep celebrating each other's wins.
Yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Thank
Have
you.
a good one. Have a good one.
Y'all. Enjoy your weekend.
Mhm.
Most importantly.
And if you have any questions for us, please let us know. Or unmute yourself. This is the time if you have a question.
That's true.
Oh, we should have said that.
I know. Questions?
No, I'm just wondering when you're going to stop the recording. I want to see Vizzy.
Hi, family.
Hello, my niece. How are you?
I'm so good. You know, his father is taking care of him.
Listen, I saw the exercise video and I cannot stop laughing. I just want to say that. Because Vizzy's eyes were wide open, like, what's happening here?
What is
Yeah.
That's his life. That's his life.
My recording stopped, Ari, actually. It's yours that's on. I don't know why my recording stopped.
How do I do that here?
Ashley, hello, this is nice to listen. Well, oh yes, Ashley got a new apartment. Grateful for you too, Ash.
Yes.
Ashley got
Look at that win, Ashley.
Ashley got one of those, like,